Welcome to Take Over My Makeover. I'm Alisa Paganis with Pagani here in Riverside, and this is my model, Kristin Tomecek. Today's episode will be showing you a few different ideas to take home with you to do quick little updos and formal hair. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Kristin has this absolutely gorgeous naturally red hair which will reflect light and show all kinds of different detail. And we did go ahead and prep her first by just quickly curling the ends of the hair, just to make the cuticle layer a little smoother so that it looks a little neater when it's up. The first thing we're going to do with Kristin is give her a little bit of height right at the front through the top of the head shape into the crown. How we would do this is to take sections in a mohawk shape down the center line of the head, starting at the forehead, picking up sections probably a couple inches wide by about an inch deep. And you want to comb this hair a couple of times with a finer tooth comb to make sure you really smooth out all those hairs. Then you're going to take this comb and do a little back combing. When you back comb at home, you don't want to stick that comb all the way through the hair because you'll have a big fat mess in the front here. So what we want to do is go ahead and stick that comb all the way through to give yourself a guide. Pull that comb halfway out and give yourself just a couple little swipes downward. The last, or the third swipe, push really, really hard. We're gonna leave this section to the side and go into the next section. Combing up, up, up. We want all of those cuticles going the same exact way. Try to smooth this hair out a bit. And again, halfway through that section, push down, 1, 2, 3. Sometimes if you have thicker hair or a more coarse texture, you may need a few more swipes to build up some support in there so that when we pick this hair up and put it back, it doesn't just fall over. So we'll take this third section here. I swear we're taking this third section here. Okay, let's comb this upward. And we'll back comb this section. 1, 2, 3. We'll lay that forward. At home, of course, you'll be doing this in the mirror, so you can just lay the hair over to the side, but never back because we're building from front to back. Now the last section we'll take is right at the crown and a little bit below. When taking your sections, it's a really good idea to over direct, meaning not coming 90 degrees from the head shape, but direct it in the opposite direction in which it's going to go at the end. Since all of this hair is coming backward, I want to build it forward so that when I pull it back, I have some nice height, volume, and support. Now we can clip this out of the way. So you can take any kind of a clip that you have at home, whether it's a jaw clamp like that or anything to keep the hair contained. Now we're going to do a little bit of back combing on both sides here, and we'll take vertical sections. We'll start right in front of the ear. A few swipes back, lay it down. Next vertical section. A few swipes, lay it down. Move her around here. We'll go to this other side here. You doing okay, lady?
Yeah.
All right, great. I like to hear that in my chair. A few swipes, put it down. Next vertical section, comb it out to smooth it. You can use your hands as well. The heat from your hands will also assist in helping that cuticle layer lay down. A few swipes, lay it down. Now, it looks like a big mess, but this is going to be beautiful and stunning in just a few minutes. The remainder of the hair, you'll go ahead and pull all the way back. You may want to take a brush. You can do this with a comb also, but I find that a brush is much more effective because you can grab more hair at once. So, smoothing that. Find the center of her head. We're going to grab a little teeny baby rubber band here. We'll rubber band this. Let's make sure it's smooth on both sides. Okay, that part of it's done. Take just a tiny bit of spray. Any of these little flyaway hairs, we can comb in there. You don't want the hair to be perfect because the trend today is more free hair, lived-in hair, something that looks a little bit messy as if the wind blew it, but of course stunning. Let's turn Kristin around here and work on the sides. So, very lightly over the top layer of this section, we want to just smooth out any disruptive surfaces there and just lay that to the back. Now let's deal with this top section. We're going to do the same exact thing, not putting that brush all the way through the section because we don't want to take out the support that we just put in, but we need to smooth it because even though we want it to look free and a little lived in, this is pushing the envelope. Okay. So, I'm just going to take that section back, hold it back this way, twist, bring it around this ponytail, and now we'll pin this. When you put bobby pins in the hair, a good thing to do, a nice little trick, is to go into the section with the bobby pin and come up against where that section is headed from. So, we need to smooth this a little bit. Pull this out a little bit, make it a little bit looser. And now we'll take our sides back. We're gonna clean this up and make it look a little neater in just a second. We'll use a little more hairspray, help with these flyaways. And we're coming right over that side. You can always use the rubber bands or the pony as your anchor. Wrap it around there in whichever way you need to get that hair secured. Let's do this side here. Just twist, twist, twist. Wrap it around. Now you have a pretty, fun pony. Mess it up, spray it, make it look lived in. And there we go. Thanks for watching. Make sure you try to use these tricks at home and don't get too nervous about everything being too perfect. You want it to look lived in. Here we go. We have our girl here and hopefully she'll be able to use this little trick at home. What do you think? All right, fantastic. Thanks so much. Hi, and welcome back to Take Over My Makeover. I'm here with my model, Bianca Prado, and today we're going to continue to show you some quick little updo techniques and tricks at home. For Bianca, we started her by flat ironing just to make sure the hair was nice and smooth so that the finishing product looks really nice. The first thing we're going to do is cut the hair in half. We're going to take two sections. So we'll start with right above the ear and take your section with a comb or just your finger and work on a diagonal upward towards the crown of the head. So we'll take it on this side. And then we'll take, let's take it on this side. And we'll leave the rest of that down. We'll clip this hair on top out of our way until we're ready to use this to incorporate in the hairstyle. Now this rope technique is very, very easy, but the way that you're going to turn a piece of the rope is the most important part of all of it. We'll take all of Bianca's hair straight down, You're more than welcome to use a little bit of product so that you can smooth any extra little flyaways you may have. In this case, I use a very clay-based pomade, so it has a very dry feel to it, and it'll stick all of them together. Now, let's cut this section directly in half and smooth each section. Smooth, smooth. Okay. This is the part that is the most important of all of this. So I would recommend that you tried this with a ponytail maybe over your right or your left shoulder so that you can see in the mirror what you're doing. We're going to take this section that's in my right hand and give it one turn inward to the other section. And I'm going to switch hands and do it again. Bringing that section inward, twisting it. Twist it and go underneath. Twist it, under, twist it, under. Continue until you're all the way at the bottom. Now make sure you don't let go of the ends here. This is very important. You want to really grip onto this, but find a tiny little section of hair, and it can be random, nothing special here. Grab any section. With your right hand, you're going to push up on that section and hold it against the head. So don't forget, don't let go of where you started to hold that from, but push up against the section, that piece, and just hold it up against the head. Now we can go ahead and pin this wherever it lays. Don't think too hard about it. Hair 432A doesn't need to be in any perfect place. It's an art form, so have fun with it. Let's see, do we have that secure? You want to make sure you put at least one bobby pin into that center piece that started this whole section here. The one that we were holding on to before we cinched the rest of the section up. Now you have a cute little bun here and this is sticking out. You're more than welcome to keep that as is, or we can just pick it up and put it in somewhere else. A fun little trick for this is to open up your bobby pin, go right clamped onto your section there, pull it out a little further towards the end, and now you can just twist this and go ahead and anchor it. Go ahead and move your bun around because if it's a little bit loose, you'll know. So you want it to feel secure. Let's give that a little bit of spray. Open that up a little more. If you find that you have a void in the balance of your bun, let's say it's heavier on this side with movement, and now we have a couple dips in here. Some people need to see a perfect balance. For people like you and myself, you can go ahead and take one of these loops that you've created with that little cinching technique, hold it up here with one of your fingers, and take your other hand to grab a bobby pin and go ahead and secure that in there, following the line of your hand, your finger. So that's the front. The back rather. Let's turn Bianca around and give her a couple little ropes on the side. We'll take this whole section, split it in half, and do the same exact thing. This time I'm going to make sure it's a little closer to the head. We're not going to cinch these. We're going to simply just place them as ornamentation. So find a spot that looks good to you and go ahead and anchor that down. Now let's grab this other side here. How you doing, Bianca? Excellent. I took out this little section here so that I can create a balance. We have one side, another side, third side. It's good sometimes to work in odd numbers for a balance of different art forms. This top little section here, we're going to put a bobby pin on, flip it underneath, and there you go. Now these little loose ends, we'll grab those and continue to do that little bobby pin technique. And again, you don't have to think about this too hard. Wherever there's a spot, go ahead and put them in there. Forgot a piece. We don't want that avant-garde of a hairstyle, do we now? Nope. Okay. We'll just tie that in. Go ahead and spritz her bangs a little bit. Look at the front, see if there's anything popping up. And then we'll secure that. Fantastic. So that's pretty much it for a quick and easy style to do at home. I'm going to just twirl our little friend around here and show you what you can do. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you so much. Welcome back to Take Over My Makeover. I'm here with my models Bianca and Kristin, and we're just going to recap and show you a little bit of what we did to take home these tips to do quick updos and formal hair. With Bianca, we took her hair into 3 sections. 2 sections from the sides, 1 section in the back. We sectioned off the 2 sides, working up towards a diagonal, on a diagonal upward towards the crown of the head, and put that section to the side using a clip. Afterwards, we took all of the hair that was hanging, split it into 2, created a rope, and used our cinch technique to push up that hair to create a messy little bun. After we cinched it and pushed it up into the bun, we used some pins to just tack down some areas. Don't think too hard about this. The messier the better. It'd still be really pretty and very sexy. After securing the back, we took a panel from each side, made them into ropes, trying to keep it closer to the head shape, and then wrapped it into the bun. You don't have to think too hard about where it's going. Anywhere that it'll fit, go ahead, use a little pin, secure it, and then take a look in the mirror. If you have sections that are open, or if you want to fill in a void, what I say, in an updo, go ahead and use a pin. You can just pull some of the hair over and even pull it loose from the bun and just pull it to the side and secure it. So this is that for Bianca. I think it looks beautiful. What do you think, Bianca?
I think it looks good.
Fantastic. With Kristin here, we did a real quick mohawk style. What we did was we sectioned out a panel of hair directly through the center of the head shape, just below the crown of the head. We took then 2-inch wide sections, pulled them straight up in the air, backcombed that hair, and then clipped that section, the entire mohawk, out of the way. Then we went ahead and made a ponytail. We put a ponytail in Kristin's hair, and since we pre-prepped her hair, we curled it. So it has a little bit more movement than maybe usually she would have, and just to give it a little more of a dressy feeling. After we secured the sides back into the ponytail, we then lightly combed through the back combing that we created in this mohawk section to make it look a little less messy, even though we do want it to look a little messy. We brought that back, incorporated it, and pinned it into her little ponytail here, and now she has a mohawk pony, which is really very popular. It's easy to do. You can take these styles from the beach out to a party, so enjoy them. What do you think of your hair, Kristin?
I love it.
Fantastic. A good thing to do when you are doing any style at home is if the hair is prepped properly, no matter how the hair comes out, it's gonna look fantastic. With Bianca, since she has super straight hair, the only thing we did was go over with a flat iron to just make sure that hair was super silky and super smooth. With Kristin, how we prepped her hair was going through with a wide, about 1.5 inch barrel curling iron. We went through and put curls going away from the face all the way around her head. Set them up in pins, and then we let it cool for a moment so that it would hold the curl a little better. Took the pins out, we went ahead and we shook through the hair, not too rough. You want to go lightly, not to pull that movement out, and then we started to put everything together. These are really easy tricks to take home, and no matter where you put them, it doesn't matter. With Kristin's ponytail, it's in the back of her head. Don't be afraid to try it on the side. Throw a couple curls in it, let it drape over your shoulder. It's a very popular look today. Another one is a bun that goes off to one side or the other. And if you have a bang, kind of like Bianca's here, that comes to this side, maybe you want to offset the bang here by putting the bun on the left side of her head, if this is what you chose to do to create your style. So, do you girls have any other questions or any questions to ask me about what I can help you with at home? Are there anything that you have had challenges with that maybe you would like to learn? Not so much. Well, I can give you a couple ideas anyhow. Another idea working off of Kristin's ponytail is a double or a triple ponytail. So you can go ahead and create this mohawk or leave it flat, and then create one ponytail at the very top of the head, closer to the crown, one in the center here, and then one at the bottom. Now you can go ahead and link these 3 ponies together, or just curl them all individually so that you have a continuation of a mohawk, so to speak, that spirals down in really beautiful curls down the back of the head shape. Another idea that's quick and easy at home is using a chopstick. If you converged all of Bianca's hair or Kristin's hair and held it back, you can take a chopstick and just wrap it around that hair and use that chopstick to secure that hair. It ends up being beautiful. So go ahead and try this at home. What else can we teach you? Ponytails are really big this season, a lot of ponies. And again, I talk about free hair or hair that is not so perfect looking. If you look in all of the magazines right now, it's kind of like an organized chaos, I like to call it, with hair. It looks very lived in, it doesn't look too perfect and too done. It looks a little more natural. It is kind of following the trends of hair color, having like a rootier base with a little bit of a lighter end to simulate maybe the color of a little girl and how she was sun-kissed. So even if you're putting your hair up and back and so on and you're worrying about it, don't worry about it. Walk away from the mirror for a couple of minutes and come back. And don't forget, ladies, after you put your makeup on, the whole look completely comes together. So sometimes you think maybe my hair is a little too much. Don't fret, go put some gloss on. It all works out at the end of the day. One other thing I can tell you about little pieces that stick out, such as Bianca's hairstyle right here. You can either leave these pieces completely straight or take your flat iron and put a little bend in them. So either coming away from the head shape this way, so bend it out, or you can bend it inward. Either way, it just gives it a little bit more of a different detail so that you can change up this style. One more thing that is very popular is height in the crown, kind of like what we did here with Lindsay. So if you're not afraid to wear your hair a little fuller, a little higher, use that backcombing technique. Get a little height up there. mess it up with your hands, spray it, pin it, let it just fall wherever you think it looks cute. Don't worry about what anyone else thinks. If you shake your head and you think it looks good, there are a couple pins in it. I'm sure it looks fabulous. I need to thank my models, Bianca and Kristin, for allowing me to play with their hair today and show them a few techniques at home, and I appreciate all of you watching. Thank you so much for watching. Take over my makeover.